Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I'm here today to bring you a message for the sign of Virgo for June 2020. So keep in mind it's a general message. Take what you feel is for you. Disregard the rest, my friends. Go about your day. I know that no matter what messages come through today, it's still up to you and your active free will and how you integrate this knowledge, this guidance, and the chances you take and the steps you take forward to get whatever fulfillment it is in this world you'd like to see. For all my subscribers, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for being here. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for being here. If at the end you feel this resonates, please feel free and subscribe. I am outside, so any background noise that we hear, I apologize, but I can't control anything else around me, right? So that's also something good to remember in this world. We can control our actions and, the steps we put forward, but we can't control anybody else or even the energy around us. And after we take our steps forward, we can't necessarily ensure how they're going to land or how it's going to all work out in the end. So we need to keep an open mind and open heart and kind of go freely, right? Move freely with the energy. So what I want to do, I'm just going to take a moment to call in Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, and as well to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering only messages for the highest good of those of us watching. So I'm going to bring a message first for the Healing with the Angels cards by Doreen Virtue as an overarching energy for Virgo, please. For Virgo, June 2020, Archangel Michael popped out. So I feel like as well, Spirit saying Archangel Michael has your back. If you feel like you're extra fearful, if you have anxieties, if you have worries, hand them over to Archangel Michael. Ask him to protect you with his shield, with his sword. Ask him to shield you as well. Calling in that cosmic blue flame love. That's Archangel Michael too. I feel like he is here to support us. So Archangel Michael is especially present. What else would you have anyone know? Virgo, please. Thank you. We have a few of the cards that have fallen. So listening to spirit, listening to angels, listening to your intuition, listening to others around you, listening to your own innate feelings and your own intuitive feelings, and searching for the truth, staying true to yourself, searching for integrity, as well as I'm hearing like listening to what you feel is truth and what you feel. If you feel that others are telling you things that you don't feel are truth, again, listen to that intuition as well. So I'm going to ask one more message here, please, Spirit, for truth and integrity. Anything else for the month of June, please, for Virgo? June 2020. Great. Got a couple more cards here. So first one we have is miracles. Expect miracles in your day-to-day. You may not always be looking for them, but they come when we least expect it. So know as well, when we listen to our own innate feelings, when we listen to ourselves, when we cherish our loved ones as well as what I'm hearing here, and when we give our cares and our anxieties over to Archangel Michael, this brings space for miracles to happen. We have study here as well. Some of you may be a perfect time to take a class online, study something, read something that you've always wanted to do, try a new skill as well. But you may also find that you're more drawn to certain things right now, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly okay. Engage in that. We have body care as well. For some of us, it's especially important to make sure that we're getting the nutrients we need, the exercise we need, we're getting ourselves some sunlight, we're staying hydrated, as well as if you have any underlying health concerns or health issues, it's definitely important to pay special attention to that. Under here, the last was new love. For some of you, this may be the miracle, that there's new love coming in. This may be new love with a romantic partner. This may be new love in an existing relationship with your friends. This may be, you deciding as well that you're wanting to shoot off arrows. And this isn't necessarily romantic as well. Like this study, whatever it is that you're feeling drawn to learn, or if there's a new skill you're wanting to learn, this could be a real new love in your life. So I feel like it's really super important. First off, with Archangel Michael coming through here, give your cares over to him. If you are feeling anxieties and you are feeling fears, ask him to help you, because they are here. They are listening. They need us to ask, right? It takes our free will, and as well as us being open to the help that we receive from them. and willing to see it as well. So expect miracles this month, guys. And take care of your bodies, take care of your minds. Listen for the truth as well that you feel is inside of you. I'm going to bring one more message here in this before I get into tarot. And this message is from the Sacred Rebels Oracle by Elena Fairchild. I'm going to ask as an overarching energy for Virgo, please. Virgo for June 2020. Energy is fluid as well, so this may be something that's just sort of starting in the month of June. This energy that may be something that's already been set into motion and it's coming to fruition in June. It may just be, whenever you encounter this, it still may be for you. So not to spend so much importance on the headline, on the title, and the date, but more if you feel like it's for you, it's for you. Thank you. And we get at the bottom, number 23, defend to the end the worthwhile. Is there something in your head, or is there something in your life? Is there something in your world that's been a struggle, that you feel like you have been for this, you've been working towards this goal, you've been, struggling to do something, and maybe other people around you have said, no, that's not how I think you should do this, that's not how I think you should go about it. But if you've stayed firm and you've stayed strong, this warrior here, she's cried her share of cries, right? And I feel like for some of this is what's worth defending to the end? Your own honor, your own wisdom as well. I'm going to bring a message from the book for you for number 23, because these messages are so important as well, as I don't want to miss anything for you guys. So number 23. It's a pretty long one, so they took me directly down to a specific passage that I will read to you once I get this part. Okay. Beneath the illusions, pretty as they may seem, you know what is real. Beneath the lies, sweet though they may sound, you know what is worthwhile. All that is genuinely and truly essential for the heart to throb with life is worthwhile. Anything that dulls it or suffocates its vibrant aliveness must be questioned, challenged, and more than likely cast aside, for the heart is our key to living an authentic life. What is there once that is compromised? Without its foundation of truth, we are to be forever lost in confusion, doubt, and despair. You are a sacred warrior, a defender of the heart. You have cried genuine tears of your own grief, and also the grief of the world. You have raged at injustice and oppression in your own life and in the world. And I'm just going to stop for a moment, but there's a lot of oppression coming to light right now in this world, and I was taken aside. There was a hummingbird, the first I've seen all year, and I think that that's important, and that's a sign that for a lot of us, especially in the light of, I'm going to get a little political here, but in the light of the George Floyd protests, everybody upset and in arms, and in what it should be, right? That this is still happening in this day and age. And what is the most important part about these protests is sharing the voice, bringing what has been invisible to the visible forefront and creating change. And we're in a place in this world where we can create change, and that's very, very important as well. And it was something that came to me, and that's what I feel like this is for some of you as well. It's such a hard-hitting time. We're all feeling this, but especially if you've experienced racism in your own life as well, that may be something that it's going to hit you even harder. But not only that, for all of us to stand in solidarity and to say, you know what, that behavior that's not okay. These practices need to change. So that was a side note, but you have raged at injustice and oppression in your own life and in the world. You have felt the need to protect the presence of love. For whilst it is exceptionally powerful, it can too easily be smothered under lies and fear. The sacred warrior must not heed the dangerous voices that say, oh, stop being so sensitive. Stop making such a big deal out of things. Love is the biggest deal there is. What else is worth being so sensitive about? The sacred warrior is vigilant that the presence of love is not chipped away by fear, criticism, doubt, or untruths, even if others find the unflinching honesty of your feelings difficult to handle. Even if those feelings are expressed with gentleness and compassion, the sacred warrior honors the task of being faithful to love, more faithful to love than anything else. This includes the fear of loss, actually includes the fear of anything at all. So this oracle brings you guidance to honor even the smallest steps of your path of the sacred warrior. As well as, there's a spot down here I was guided to immediately. This oracle has special guidance for you. You are being asked to stay strong and stand your ground. This might be in a big emotional journey that feels like the fight of your life. It may be in a matter that does not seem to hold much importance. Perhaps, for example, you are contemplating an idea that you feel could be something, but those around you declare it is nothing much, too impractical, too little, or too much. However it is happening, or soon will be happening, is worthwhile. So hold tight. Ask for help through the healing process. Stay true to the sacred warrior of love that you are, and defend to the end what is worthwhile. So, one thing that you can do to kind of help your warrior spirit here is there's a little affirmation or healing process in the book that says, I call upon the sacred warriors of unconditional love. I ask for your support, protection, assistance, and intervention on my behalf through unconditional love, and what is truly worthwhile for the light and life of the heart be protected and preserved within me and in the world for the greater good through my own free will, so be it. And you can say that over and over again. You can say it 3 times is usually a good rule that this book suggests, but whatever you are nurturing, whatever part of you, the social justice warrior within you, don't quiet down your voice because it's too much for someone else. Defend until the end the worthwhile in your life, the causes that you feel are worthwhile for you. So the bottom of this is new life and guarded vigilante. So as well, there was a part in the book that talked about that. It was the last thing, that if it came up with that card. So the oracle gains even more significance for you if you have also drawn the oracle of new birth, guarded vigilante in your reading. If you intuitively feel guided to read the message for that card, you can do so, but I don't think you need to. This is saying that whatever you have held vigilance for, whatever you have been defending, whatever tears of grief you have cried, now is the time to use that to rise and to know that you can birth a new reality into this world. Change is never easy, right? And those of us that have fought for change, those of us that continue to fight for change within our lives and within the greater social world around us, it's asking you to keep strong, to keep going. And if you feel that you're stronger than some around you, lend your light to them. Help them along this process. All right, one more card before we move into tarot, please. Can you help give us another message for whatever this new life is? Thank you. Sacred Fool. It's jump time. It's go time. It's time to use all of the tools that are available, all of the resources that are available to you, and to follow your heart, to follow your passion, and again, to not be silenced, to not be a puppet on a string because it fits a mainstream idea or ideology of what life should look like, or because, you're no longer being afraid to speak up and to open up. And what I'm feeling is like as well, this listening, this is also listening to the experiences of people around you. If you have never experienced some of the things that are going on in the world, listen to what's being said. This is the perfect time to open a dialogue. If this has something to do, with people in your life as well, or if you're feeling like you're constantly needing to defend yourself, listen to the stories that you're telling. Listen to the narratives that you are saying that you feel important. And is it time to write a new narrative? Is it time to take this sacred jump and this sacred leap of faith into something new? And I feel like as well for some of you, if you've been planning something or if you've been thinking, whatever miracle it is, whatever you're wanting to manifest in your life, some of you may be quietly guarding this because you don't want everyone to know or to get in the way before it comes into fruition. Take those jumps accordingly to how you're meant to and what you feel is right for you. Okay, so I'm going to grab now, I brought the Guardian Tarot out with me, and we'll get some messages here from Spirit for what they would have us know for June. Spirit. What's the most important message you feel? This could be an extension as well. I'm being guided to say this could be an extension. The Four of Swords jumped out of that first part, or it could be something completely different. So again, take it how it resonates. But I feel like the most important message for us right now is to rest your mind, rest your soul as well, as what I heard with the Four of Swords. This is, I heard like not being so bogged down by the complexities of the world, not staying in our head too much and being afraid to speak, not being in conflict, but to have a rested mind as well. So this also ties into Archangel Michael, can also help with that. Can you tell me this about the Four of Swords, please, Spirit? Get the Knight of Swords as well that came out here. And if you can see, I find this is important because in the Four of Swords, he's kind of walking by, taking notice of the raven. And here with the Knight of Swords, the raven is right here. Some of you as well, I feel like, may have a really strong connection with ravens or crows, you know, as an animal totem. If you feel like you have wolf totem as well, these are our allies. Pay attention when you hear crows as well, if you hear them a lot, if you're walking down the street, or if you're in your house, if you're thinking, and all of a sudden, caw, 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 you start hearing that thing, what was being said? But this is, I feel like, that rest your mind, because it's safe for you to discuss your woes, it's safe for you to discuss your ideas, it's safe for you as well to share your ideas. And this here too, there's an importance with the lunar cycle. Strength came here, we have the Page of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. I feel like there may have been time, this could be communication, you could be dealing a lot with an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You could have them in your life as well, or you could have it in your chart, sorry. But this could also be something that you've been kind of stuck in your head a little bit about. And Spirit saying now, it's like you may have taken a long time for strength. If you see here, we sort of have different phases of the moon, but the Strength card has a full moon here illuminating her, illuminating the mountains behind her, illuminating the colors around her, illuminating the struggle. And what's beautiful is these are both the same colors here. The Seven of Swords is maybe you've had a lot of people nattering or chattering around you, or either I heard putting you down. You may have had a lot of naysayers, may have had a lot of people that have helped kind of feed anxiety, because you have so many people around you, it's hard to hear your own voice. So with this Page of Swords being here, I feel like, as well as with the Knight of Swords, it's time to really get into tune. Listen again to what are your own feelings, what is your own internal understandings, what do you feel, what do you need to communicate, and take that time to speak for yourself, to be strong as well. And for some of you, this is speaking for those that don't have a voice, standing together with those that you could lend your voice to as well, you know. And if it's even in silent protest, some of you may be writers as well. There's been a lot, I feel like, in the mental space here that's taken a lot of strength for you to, and for some of you to overcome something. And I get a little bit more clarity here, but with that, defend to the end what is worthwhile. Whatever it is that you may have felt as well, that you've had to defend yourself, you know, and that your ideas are worthwhile. It's raining out, so if you hear that, hopefully it doesn't bother you. But whatever you feel you've needed to defend, use the wisdom here, because you must have learned something along the way. And as well as what I want to say is, if there's been people in your ear and it's been hard to hear your own voice with this, know that that is going to take a lot of strength as well to overcome it. Your own internal voice and the places that your heart calls you, that's what's important here, not someone else's opinion. Because I saw a quote today and it resonated so well with me. It was something along the lines of, you know, people talk a lot about a life they've never lived. Right? People can judge you, they can talk about your choices, say how they feel they're right for you, but if they've never walked in your shoes or experienced what you've experienced, they can't be the be-all and end-all. They can't know for sure. So follow your own heart here, because it's going to help you rest your mind. It's a little bit more advice here, please, Spirit. Can you tell me about the Seven of Swords? Thank you. You get this Death card that's come out. This is important because this is about changes and transformations. Similar to this full moon. I'm filming on June 6th, and we have just encountered a full moon in Sagittarius. That is an eclipse as well. So I believe it's about 4 days after the eclipse you may feel some of this energy. If you're watching it right now, this is definitely going to help bring some new understandings and bring some positive changes. Not all change looks positive at the beginning. For some of us, it takes death, it takes an ending to change the situation and to see truth. For some issues of social injustice, and I don't want to keep going here, but that's where we're going, is that sometimes it takes death for people to get that upset because it makes it that visible. Whatever is coming to light here, and I heard coming to light, to step through that, we have to face our fears, encounter the darkness, and rise above it, and to move past it. So using your strength here, defending, again, this one is so important, defending what is worthwhile to you, bringing love to the whole world, bringing love to yourself and to this situation. Okay, what is being transformed? Knight of Wands. So this is fire. Could be Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. But I feel like whatever you have felt like you've had to defend, whatever success is coming, whatever the miracle is, your movements forward here are important. With the Knight and the Page of Swords, a communication, a changing of thought needs to happen. A dialogue needs to open up. And this is going to make big changes. It may make some waves. It may have to burn down some old thought paradigms or processes that, just no longer fit your current life. But it's going to bring change. What happens after a forest fire? New life. Because nutrients are put back into the soil. And that's what I feel like this is. There's something. The burning desire is what I heard as well. So for some of you, if this is romantic, this is moving towards something passionately heated. This may be asking you with the Sacred Fool to create, to move forward in your creative process, and to create something as well that is worthwhile. Can you tell me about the Knight of Wands, please? And we have two cards. We get the Ace of Wands was in the reverse, with the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles often is about, if you think of the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's usually a woman or a child walking away or being turned away from a church and feeling left out. This one, I feel like this is more empowerment because it's about a change. There's also a child here at her breast, if you can see it. There is a full moon again in the background, as well as this flower is opening up. And it's about honestly stopping along your path to see the beauty in things, to see the innocence in things, and to see the new life growing. With this in the reverse, some of you may feel like it's not time. For some of us, it literally isn't time because we're still asked to be quarantined and not able to maybe go about the ventures that we're wanting to. So we may want to charge ahead, but if I also heard, don't get in your own way. Don't tell yourself, whatever's been a struggle, don't tell yourself it's not going to work because you're putting a self-imposed block in that right away. So let's flip this up and say, you know what? I want to move forward passionately. I want to experience vigor. I want to experience life. I want to experience so much in my life. And it's time to make a serious change here and to bring something that's new. With this as well, with being the birds, it's time to birth in, right? It's time to birth in a new world. And this is here. It's time to birth. This guarded vigilante, what is she taking care of? What are these birds taking care of in their tree nest? Their life, new life, the next generation. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that you have a great month. I love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.